one of the grand old cathedrals in the sport and home to the Cincinnati Bearcats. As we'll see the number 8 team in the country, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on a team from the Big 12, the Cincinnati Bearcats. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Bearcats will put total leather to crank us up. Coming out with it, it's Sategna. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Give to the back. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
I love when you start bringing linebackers up near the line of scrimmage and you start sending them, because those guys have serious speed. They can come catch anybody up and down the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, you could tell, he had a good clue what was going on. He knew it was a run play, fired, pulled the trigger, came downhill, and attacked the running back.
A little more space, open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30. New set of downs after the completion. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. They use that sideline as a defender and get him out of bounds at the 36.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The Sooners in a good spot here with second and short. The pull and throw off the RPO. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line.
And those aren't the guys I'm leaving open on defense. These slot wide receivers, they've got the space in the middle of the field to work. I got to make sure that I got somebody inside of him. I got somebody outside of him. I can't give him the football because a lot of times these guys, they're good with it after the catch. They got that quickness. They got that speed, and he showed some of it there.
The Sooners trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. To the air, it's Mateer. Makes the catch, it's Barnes. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. Running backs just have to be a weapon in the passing game, even for little dump-offs and checkdowns.
Yeah, find your matchups. I mean, you think about running back versus a linebacker. We like that matchup in space, and so find ways to get the football to your running back in space where you can break tackles and make things happen because they're just so dynamic.
Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42.
And just went with something very easy, very reliable. Flip it forward, let your receiver do the rest. I only got to get a few yards. Nice job, nice execution. First down.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
methodical, efficient. They'll snap it for the 9th time on 3rd and short. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
Man, and it was just the impact of the hit that dislodged the football from the ball carrier. There was a heat-seeking missile coming in there, and he knocked that thing loose.
This coach wanted to be absolutely certain on a challenge. He was right. The previous play will be overturned. This offense has moved into plus territory, and they want to keep the heat on. They'll go for it on 4th down. That's caught. It's Burks. And not much of a 4th down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
How about that defense getting back there? He'll lose a couple.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get those running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
The end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. And the Sooners now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Dropping back, it's Mateer. Fires on the move. Touchdown Sooners! The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive.
You talk about ball control offense. This offense just held the ball for the whole first quarter and then some. Strung a drive together, making the great plays when they needed them. That's a great opening statement from this offense.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And the capper, a 19-yard toss for the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He'll step out of bounds at the 16 and leave his offense with a long field in front. Caught over the middle. It's Caldwell. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
It's really easy to say the word RPO and say I'm going to run them, but you got to make those decisions and you got to make them fast. You can't get confused by all the craziness that's going on, by all the guys moving around or talking. Nice job by the quarterback, staying in the moment, seeing it, throwing the slant, and making sure he makes the right decision.
What perfect execution on that big run. Everything perfectly blocked, and this guy doesn't need a lot of room.
I love how this offensive line communicates and works up front. You see guys winning their one-on-one battles. There's double teams happening. Guys are getting into the second level and creating big lanes for this running back.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Trying to make magic on the scramble. He gets it down to the 36 before being knocked out of bounds.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I'll tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. The Bearcats will line it up on 1st and 10. Here we go. Wide receiver comes in motion. The option look. The give to the tailback. Down to 2 minutes to play in the half. The referee's signal for the 2-minute timeout. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll give it to the back. Oh, he's got some space. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, and this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get touchdowns.
Makes the grab on the left. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain. The Bearcats want to crank the tempo. The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. So they got nothing on the last play. Here's 3rd and goal from the 1. Looking downfield, it's Sorsby. Touchdown, Cincinnati! Quick strike through the air for the score.
3rd and goal situation, and as a quarterback, you're thinking, I gotta find Mr. Dependable. Who is that? It's always the tight end. He does a nice job on the route. He's a really big target. That was a smart decision by the quarterback, and it ends up being a touchdown.
On the move. He is stopped short. The 2-point conversion, no good, and they cannot take the lead.
That keeps the score. Oklahoma 7, Cincinnati 6.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. On the move from inside his own 20. Guided out of bounds at the 32 after a good return. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Looking for space, it's Barnes. Not a whole lot of room there, 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Got a little work done on 1st down, now back to the line. Making side adjustments here. Back to pass on 2nd down. Picked off, what a play to set him up. Not much of a chance on the return, but they'll have the ball at the 33.
And I don't mind this coaching staff and their decision to stay aggressive here with the lead at the end of the 1st half. You've got a quarterback that, in my opinion, has earned the right to throw the ball in these situations, but you've got to be better with your decision-making right there. That's a costly turnover, which now gives your opponent the chance to score some more points here at the end of the half.
Well, jet sweep pass. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
That's reeled in. It's Pryor. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. When a defense is in zone coverage, Jesse, they want to react. How do you react to a howitzer coming out like that one?
Not much you can do because this guy's got a cannon. You saw all the eyeballs on defense on that play. They were waiting and anticipating that throw, but when you've got an arm like that, it's going to be tough to stop that curl route.
Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Grabbed over the middle. It's Caldwell. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Bearcats!
Really nice job on their their final drive of the first half, David. Calm, cool, collected. They had balance, excellent execution. They're going to take a lead in here at halftime.
It's so much easier to go into half with that positive momentum, that positive juice. Now we can point to what we just did. Great job taking the lead. Now you go make your halftime adjustments.
He finds the end zone for the 2, and now the lead is 7. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 15, here's the return. Oh, he's got a chance. There he goes. Open it up. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. That dude ought to have a lethal sticker on his helmet. Anytime he touches it, it can be a score. He touched it, and it was.
No doubt. Unbelievable speed. And if you're back deep for a kickoff, obviously you got those wheels. But to be able to get through, and guess what? No flags. You know it's going to count. Great job by the special teams being special.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. That last one just the way you draw up a kickoff return. 87 yards, and he housed it. So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Looking to throw, it's Sorsby. Fires to the middle. Lost the defense, he's wide open. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. The Sooners will kick it away to crank up the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. He'll start this third quarter with a run. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Now the play fake. Dances away from the pressure, going to his left. Oh, it's picked off. Not the second half start they'd hoped for. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Man, that is how you get it done as a defense when you're playing cover one. Like, you got the middle of the field safety, but everybody else is manning up. Nice job running with this guy, seeing the football, breaking on it, making the interception, making the big play for this defense.
Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. Looking for a gap. It's Barnes. He breaks a tackle. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
Defense, man, you got to go low, and you got to chop that tree down, right? Go with the legs, take the legs out from underneath them so he can't continue to churn those puppies out and get extra yards after contact like he did there.
Snap's going to come from the 23 on 1st and 10. Right back to the well. Fights off a defender. He's stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or gang tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Grabbed behind the line, it's Burks. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And that one will put them up here in the second half.
And it's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd.
Cincinnati, 14.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Makes the catch. It's Pryor. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that, you got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
And the Bearcats headed quickly to the line. Going to throw it over the top of the D. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
Oh, he just misses on the big downfield shot. And I think some people think that's a difficult throw to make, but I'll tell you what, a lot of times you put a little air underneath it and you just trust your guy more than you trust the DB, but it's hard to do when you overshoot your wide receiver.
They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Well, that's kind of the advantage of third and medium, right? As the defense, you keep them guessing. You can throw it, you can run it back.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. That last sack got them behind the sticks. It's second and long here. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, at the worst possible time. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. First snap of this drive comes from their own 44. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And that's just an example of the defense having a better play call than you have on offense. I like the creativity offensively, but how about the defense having their cornerback in position to make the play?
They're dealing with a second and long. To throw, it's Mateer. Quickly to the tight end. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
From the gun, the running back has it. And a nice, solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. We reached the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. And we've reached the end of the third, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Getting late, pressure building, huge third down coming up on the road for this offense. From the gun, wants to pass. That's caught. It's Burks. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
The Sooners are on the move. Takes the handoff. It's Barnes. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wide receiver going in motion. Out of the gun. The running back has it. They could have used a little bit more there. Picked up a 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised. I mean, you put the ball in your best player's hands. Like, late in the game, you've got to trust your guy. I'm interested to see what they do here on 3rd down coming up. Let's call it 3rd and interesting, right? Top clock ticking down. Do I trust my QB to throw the football? I got the lead. I want that clock to continue to roll.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Leaves it with the running back. And they did not let him get to that 1st down line. It'll bring up a call here. Don't even think about sending the special teams out on 4th down and 3. The clock winds down to the 2-minute timeout, and this offense will try to drain away the time and secure the victory. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Splits the uprights right down the middle. And now the lead is even bigger. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. Bringing it back. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Off play action on 1st down. Under fire. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on 1st down, but 2nd down's coming up.
I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the 4th quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. Wants to throw. It's Sorsby. Back open in the middle. They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the 1st down. They'll set the chain, and it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
Such a hard position to be successful in when you know you need 2 scores and it's under 2 minutes. The defense, look at them. Great job playing pass, understanding the situation, breaking on the football.